He arrives like an event, not a player, but a force of nature. In an era of intricate, hybrid footballers, he is a throwback, a pure, unadulterated predator, a glacier moving through the opposition, an unstoppable tide of raw power and lethal precision. In his movement, there is no wasted energy. In his finishing, there is no mercy. He is the embodiment of a simple truth. The most beautiful part of the game is putting the ball in the back of the net. This is the story of Erling Haaland, a journey from the quiet fjords of Norway to the pinnacle of the world's most dominant football team, a quest to redefine what it means to be a number 9. Act 1. The Formative Years. The tale begins far from the bright lights and manic crowds of the Premier League. It begins in the town of Bryn, a small community in Norway where the wind bites hard and the passion for football runs deep. Young Erling, the son of a former professional footballer, Alfie Haaland, was not just born with the game in his blood, he was forged by it. At the age of 5, while most children were still mastering the art of running, he reportedly set a world record for the standing long jump in his age group, a testament to the sheer explosive athleticism that would one day terrorize defenders. This was a boy whose life was not just football, but a multi-sport crucible of physical and mental endurance, from handball to track and field. This early versatility instilled in him a fundamental understanding of how to move, how to generate power, and how to outpace his opponents. His true football education began at his hometown club, Bryn FK. He was a prodigious talent, but not a guaranteed sensation. While he scored an astonishing 18 goals in just 14 matches for the club's reserve team, his senior debut came without the fanfare of a goal. Deployed initially as a winger, it was his youth coach and interim manager, Berntsen, who recognized the singular, focused intent in the teenager's game. He moved Haaland to the center-forward position, where he belonged. Although he failed to score a senior goal for Bryn, his 16 appearances for the first team were a vital foundation. They were a test of his resolve and a subtle indication of the relentless, goal-oriented mindset that would come to define him. It was here, in the cold, unforgiving climate of the Norwegian second tier, that the raw materials were molded. The next crucial chapter took him to Molde FK and into the orbit of a man who understood a striker's psyche better than most, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The baby-faced assassin saw in Haaland what others couldn't yet see. Under Solskjaer's tutelage, Haaland's game evolved. He wasn't just big and fast, he was becoming tactically astute, learning the subtleties of run-making and positional play. In a key moment, he scored 4 goals against Bryn in a stunning 17 minutes, a performance that announced him to a wider audience. The shy, gangly teenager was starting to fill out his frame, and more importantly, fill out the opposition's net. The move to Molde was the perfect intermediary step, a professional environment where he could hone his nascent talent without the immediate glare of Europe's biggest leagues. He left Norway not as a finished product, but as a blueprint of a modern center forward. Unusually mobile for his size, obsessively focused, and with a preternatural instinct for goal.
Imaginative, Lewis, Haaland, 1-0 City. Haaland scores on the opening day of a Premier League season.
Act 2. The Rise to Stardom. The world, however, truly took notice when Erling Haaland arrived at RB Salzburg in Austria. What followed was a supernova of goal scoring. He didn't just break records, he shattered them with a breathtaking, almost frightening efficiency. The 2019-20 Champions League group stage became his personal playground, with the iconic anthem as his soundtrack, a song he famously listens to with religious fervor. He burst onto the global stage. He scored a hat-trick on his debut against Genk, followed by goals against Liverpool and Napoli. He ended his debut Champions League campaign with an astonishing 8 goals in just 6 group stage appearances. His performances were not just about the numbers, they were about the manner of his goals, the powerful runs, the clinical finishes, the sheer physical dominance that made experienced defenders look like amateurs. This was no fluke. This was the arrival of an inevitable force. Borussia Dortmund, a club renowned for its ability to spot and nurture young talent, won the race for his signature in January 2020. His debut was a masterclass in making an entrance. Coming on as a second-half substitute with his team trailing 3-1, he scored a hat-trick in a 5-3 comeback victory. He made the Bundesliga his own, scoring 13 goals in 15 appearances in his first half season and following it with 27 goals in 28 games the next season. At Dortmund, he forged a reputation not only as a prolific goal scorer, but as a relentless and almost single-minded competitor. His celebrated meditation goal celebration became an iconic symbol of his cool, laser-like focus. The statistics told a staggering story: 62 goals in just 67 Bundesliga appearances. He was the most dangerous striker in Europe, and everyone knew it. Yet his time at Dortmund, for all its brilliance, was also a prelude. The next logical step was the ultimate challenge, and it came in the form of Manchester City. His arrival in the summer of 2022 for a relatively modest fee of £51.2 million was a statement. He was the final missing piece of Pep Guardiola's immaculate puzzle. The pressure was immense, the expectations almost impossibly high. Haaland did not just meet them, he annihilated them. In his debut Premier League season, he set a new record for the most goals scored in a single campaign, a staggering 36 league goals. He netted 5 goals in a single Champions League match against RB Leipzig, becoming only the 3rd player to achieve this feat. The season became a historic blur of goals and glory, a near-perfect symphony of City's intricate, possession-based football and Haaland's direct, devastating finishing. The reward for his efforts was the continental treble, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the club's long-awaited elusive Champions League trophy. It was the moment of his and his new club's crowning glory.
Haaland! Tucks it away!
And what a journey it has been so far, from the raw potential in Norway to the global stage. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the story behind the player, I want to take a quick second to ask for your support. Crafting these documentaries takes a lot of time and research, and your help allows us to keep telling these incredible stories. So please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with a friend. Act 3. Defining a legacy. In the years that followed his treble-winning debut, the narrative around Haaland has become more nuanced. He is no longer just the unstoppable force. He is now a figure grappling with new challenges and defining his lasting legacy. The sheer physical demands of his style of play and the constant scrutiny have seen him face periods of minor injury and a mild but noticeable dip in his historic goal-scoring pace. Some critics have pointed to his seemingly limited involvement in the build-up play, the low number of passes per game, and the infrequent touches of the ball. This critique, while technically true, fundamentally misses the point of his genius. He is not a creator. He is the devastating end product. His value lies not in the touches he makes, but in the goals he scores and the fear he instills. He is a master of minimalism, a player who knows exactly where to be and when to strike. His signing of a new long-term deal with Manchester City until 2034 is a powerful statement about his commitment and his belief in the project. It shows a desire for stability, a rarity in modern football, and a clear intention to build a lasting dynasty. His legacy, even at a young age, is already being written. He is the vanguard of a new type of striker, one who combines the lethal instincts of a Gerd Müller with the modern-day athleticism of a track and field star. He is a pure number 9 in an era that tried to make the position obsolete. Beyond the pitch, his persona is as intriguing as his play. He is a man of few words, often reserved in interviews, but his larger-than-life physical presence and an almost childlike passion for scoring goals have made him a global icon. His quiet intensity and focus on improvement speak volumes about his dedication to the craft. He is the heir apparent to the goal-scoring throne, a man who has not only chased, but already surpassed the records of legends. The conversation around his place among the all-time greats is no longer a matter of if, but when. Will he win the Ballon d'Or? Will he break the all-time goal-scoring records? These are no longer speculative questions, but tangible goals. He is a man with the hunger of a newcomer and the reputation of a legend. His journey, from the frozen pitches of Norway to the sun-drenched stadiums of England, is a testament to the fact that while the game may evolve, the ultimate goal remains eternal. Find the back of the net. And few, if any, have ever done it better. That brings us to the end of this chapter in Erling Haaland's career. It's a story of raw talent, relentless dedication, and the ultimate pursuit of greatness. But the story isn't over yet, and his legacy is still being written. So I have one final question for you. How do you think Erling Haaland will ultimately be remembered? As a legend, a pioneer, or something else? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into his life and career, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your fellow football fanatics. We upload 2 videos every week, so we'll see you in the next one with another epic footballer story.